Good day, grade 9. This is your day 17, class 7 of the 24th of April. It's about data and it's exercise 3, part 2. Okay, so question 4. Yesterday we did up to question 3, now it's question 4. It says plant growth. It's a graph, a line graph, and it has two plants, plant A and plant B. It's the height and the day. Okay. Question 4.1 says, on which day were the two plants equal in height? So I have to see there, they are equal because that's where they cross each other. So it is day 2, on day 2. Just ignore the Afrikaans. Then 4.2, on which day did plant B show no growth? Okay, so I see there's no growth between day 6 and 7, so it should be on day 6. .3, how much taller is plant A than plant B on day 8? On day 8, it's right there. I can see it went from, or the difference is 8 to 9, so it's 1 millimeters difference. 4.4, how much smaller is plant B than plant A on day 7? So on day 7, it's right there. It's from 7 to 9 millimeters, so that's 2 millimeters. Okay. Just check that out, and if you need to, just pause and look at it again. Number 5. Number 5 has a graph. It says, consider the graph below. The lion cubs born, number of cubs, and the year. Okay, so we see it goes from 1990 to 2003. 2004 doesn't have a dot, so that's not really included in the graph. What does the data graph represent? Okay, so this graph represents the lion cubs born per year from 1990 to 2003. Okay, I have to be very thorough. I have to say what years they are representing on the graph. Then number 2, determine the mean number of cubs born per year. So what I have to do is, I have to add all the numbers of cubs. I have to go look at each dot and see how many cubs were born, and I am going to add them all. 5 plus 7 plus 2 plus 6 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 15 plus 9 plus 7 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6. And I divide them by the number of years. If I count the number of years from 1990 to 2003, it's going to be 14 years. Okay, so take your calculator, press pause, take your calculator and add the things on top there, the numbers of cubs. My calculator gives me 102 over 14. So 102 divided by 14 gives me 7,23. 7,23 is the mean number of cubs. Okay, number 5.3. Can you give a possible reason for the outliers? Okay, so the outliers, guys, I can see clearly that the data is all in this group, but there are 2 that are out of the group. That is outliers. So I have to find a reason for the outliers. This can be your own reason. You can find any valid reason that you can think of. But I said that in a year that it rains more cubs were born. In a good year with lots of rain, lots of cubs will be born, and vice versa. So in a bad year, less cubs will be born. Okay, then number 5.4. Remove the outliers that affect what effect does this have on the mean number of cubs born per year? So now I take out the outliers. I say the mean is 5 plus 7 plus 6 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 9 plus 7 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6. So what I did was I removed the outliers right there at the red arrows. Then I divided it by 12 because there are 2 less data points. So then I add all of the top ones. I get 85 divided by 12 gives me 7,08. We had 7,23. So they ask us what effect does it have. The mean decreases. It goes lower. Okay, that's the effect that it has. Number 5.5. Write a few sentences on your findings. Include a prediction for 2004. So what I need to do is I need to look at the graph. I have to write just a sentence about what I see, and then I need to make a prediction. So you can write any answer that is valid. I said the example is the lions get around 6 to 9 cubs usually. I predict 7 cubs for 2004. Okay, that's what I said. Any answer is correct? Okay, then number 6. Number 6 says, find a slip let out of a newspaper or magazine of a graph that represents any data. Paste it in your project. Then, in your own words, describe in a short paragraph which data is represented by the graph. Okay, so you're going to find in a newspaper, on the internet, or in a magazine, you can find any graph. There are many types of graph, pie charts, line graphs, bar graphs, any graph that you can find. Then you can just cut it out and paste it in your project. I'm going to give you an example of one. This is my example. Okay, so I have this graph, and I'm going to highlight the important parts in my explanation. The temperature in Bloemfontein is recorded for a week and represented on a line graph. So look at this. I'm giving the heading, the temperature in Bloemfontein is recorded. Then I'm going to say for a week. So what do I have on the one axis? I have days of the week. So I can see that it's a week. Okay. Then I start describing the highest and the lowest point on my graph. So I say Thursday had the highest temperature, and I give the temperature 28 degrees, and Saturday had the lowest 12 degrees Celsius. It looks like this week was not during summer. Okay, so then I make some kind of just my own deduction from this graph. I think, okay, what does this graph tell me? Okay, so I make some kind of conclusion, and I say that it's not during summer because it's not that hot. And then I start describing the path of the graph. On Monday, the temperature was 25 and it decreased to 18 on Wednesday. On Thursday, the temperature jumped up to 28, and after that decreased again to the low of the week on Saturday. It increased again to 20 on Sunday. So then I just describe the whole path of the graph. Okay, so maybe you can do the same with your graph. Good luck, and if you have any questions, just email your teacher.